It's me, Sam, and this is By Hook or By Needles. And as you can see, I have a rather lovely little washcloth here. You might not be able to see it. Oh, oops, wrong way. Always go the wrong way. Now this washcloth is done in 100% cotton, and it is done in the Suzette stitch. So why am I showing you this? It's got cat hair stuck in it too. Because today I'm going to show you how to map the Suzette stitch. Now, many of us know how to do the Suzette stitch. Some don't. For those that don't, I refer you to, tutorials on it, because this isn't a tutorial on how to do the Suzette stitch. It is just a tutorial on how to make a graph for it. And with that said, I also have a very interesting new little tool. And this is made in Australia. Yay, Australia! We've made something good. Possibly. We're gonna, I've had a little play with it. There's a few cons. But it is made, Jasmine Jones, made in Australia. It's called the Crochet Cypher. It has a patent pending, and, you can find them on Facebook. I presume it's shop. I don't know. Follow, is that Instagram? I'm not up with all of the thingies. Anyway, so I bought this off of a Crochet Australia website, and it was there, and like I say, it's called the Crochet Cypher. It is 15 Australian dollars. Now, that's going to be maybe 10 US dollars, and I imagine that they would probably post to the US. It is very, very light. They're going to be able to just plop it into a normal envelope, so it's not going to be a costly thing to post, I would imagine. Now, I had expected, I'll just get it out. What I had expected was a solid ruler-like thing, and it is not. It is, to my mind, a bit flimsy. I would have liked, something that didn't sort of buckle and bend and everything, because to me that means these bits might break off, snap easily. If they start bending and bending back and forth, you're going to, create a weak spot, and it's going to break. But it does have lovely straight edges so that you can line it up onto a lined piece of paper when you are doing whatever you're wanting to do. It has a good variety, I guess, of stitches and things. I think they could have made this bigger as well. I would have liked to have seen bigger stitches, because, or even smaller one, a bit of variety. As you can see, there's a bit of variety with your chains. There's a big chain over there, various chains here. These are rows of chains. I'm assuming these dots are possibly to, pin point, so you can pin the cipher even onto your paper so it doesn't move as you're working it, because that could also pose as a problem. Once again, it could have been longer. It could have been the size of a normal ruler and contained a larger variety of stitches and stuff. Maybe I'm just being too fussy. But, it's got the nice little curved chains for your, I guess, for, I don't know what, virus stitch or something like that, where they have really long chains and you need them curved. It even has, where was it? Up here, this is a symbol for Tunisian crochet. I don't recognize any other symbols for Tunisian crochet, but that's not to say that there's none here. Possibly that's a Tunisian crochet one, but that could also be used as a slip stitch dot, and that sort of thing. You do have your single crochet, your half double, double, double treble, triple treble, and quadruple treble. So they're all there. And then you've got, you know, 2 stitches in one, or sorry, 2 stitches in one is this one, or 1 stitch into 2, 3 stitches into 1, or 3, I keep saying it the wrong way around, 3 stitches in 1 stitch, or 3 stitches into 1. And then your cluster of 5. Now, presumably, the idea here with these is you could do your V, and then you would put 1 stroke, 2 strokes, or whatever, depending on whether it was, you know, a double crochet, a single crochet, not single, sorry, double, treble, whatever. What else? What else? Not sure about these symbols. They almost look brioche knitting type symbols to me, but possibly not. That could just be me thinking that they are. But like I say, for $15, I would have liked something solid, you know, with a bit of weight on it. Something that's not like, you know, if I'm drawing in it, I don't want it sort of like, if I'm drawing in it, I don't want it slipping and moving or buckling as I'm working and getting my shapes wrong. And I think they could add more stitches, you know, made it ruler length. But it is only a patent. It might get better over time. And maybe if I visit one of these sites and actually speak to them, I can possibly speak to this Jasmine Jones and say, hey, make it better. But, you know, I don't want to sound too critical. So here we go. Let's see if we can get a Suzette stitch done using this Cypher. I think it's good for, perhaps also very good for people who are not very techie, and I'm not very techie, but it certainly avoids the issue of having to try and use a program like the Crochet Graph app that I have used, which is also, by the way, $15 to download, $15 Australian to download. So, yeah. Anyway, so what I thought we would start with is, I'm going to have to put it on the side so I can write properly, but if I line up that bottom row best I can along the dots of that line, whoops. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some chains. And I think Suzette is done on an odd number, if my memory serves me right. So, and the other thing I found out with this too is you do need a very pointy pen or pencil. You need it well sharpened. It needs a good point on it, because some of these stitches are very small, and it's very, you can't get a normal ballpoint pen in there. I have tried. It just works, but it's not very successful. So, and then what we need to do, I guess, if I need to continue it longer, is I would need to line up the existing chain to add a few more. What have I got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm just going to do 11. I'm just going to do 11 and we'll see how we go. Okay, so that's our chain. Then we need to start off, we have, I'm going to use a smaller chain. These are slightly smaller, I think. And I'm going to place it on an angle to do our first row. Okay. Now, as we know, Suzette stitch is made up of a single crochet, which will be the plus. So I'm going to try and position that. I mean, it is good that you can see through. I guess if, you know, but they can make a clear ruler. I mean, there are clear rulers that exist. You could make a clear ruler and it would work. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm really getting hung up on that rule a bit. So there we go, a plus. I probably could move that along a bit more. And then we put a double crochet also in that stitch, because that's what a Suzette stitch is made for. It's made like, so I need to just make that a little bit longer. And can you see that okay? Maybe come in a little bit more. Yep, okay. And then of course with Suzette you skip a stitch and you go into the next stitch, and we do that again. So we've got our little cipher, we skip a stitch, try and move it to the one side of the chain, and pop that in again with our double crochet. See, I'm having trouble. It's not clear, you know, it's not see-through enough for me to make sure, and I've even got the wrong stitch going there, hang on. For me to make sure that I'm going, you know, into the right chain. Okay, so this is how we would make, and then we skip the next one, and we do a plus. And I'm going to do actually all the pluses. So we skip the next one, and we do a plus in the next one. Skip one, do another. And then, as we know, the final stitch of a Suzette stitch or Suzette pattern is just simply a single crochet. It ends on a single or double crochet if you're from the Britain. Okay, now I'll put my double. It's really hard to see where your double's going. I do like that it's on a bit of a ruler, but yeah. Okay, see, and that line isn't very clear. I'm having to go over. It needs to be bigger. But then again, you don't want it too big, because if it was too big, and you can see that obviously, you know, I'm struggling getting the pencil in there because it's leaving, even with a sharpened pencil, it's leaving a little mark. You really do need a very, very fine-tipped, I suppose, I don't know, depends on how fine a point the ball pen point is, but yeah, you need a very fine pointed pen, or pencil. Maybe one of those pencils that you don't sharpen, you know, the ones that you just, where the lead extends, and yeah. See, I'm not able to get it, the pencil in there. See, I'm just still having trouble getting the pencil in to do the cross. Okay, one last one. But I bought this to sort of give it a go and see what it was like. I think the actual idea is brilliant. It's just, yeah, I don't know. But, and of course, you know, my angles are not obviously spot on because they are all different heights. Okay, so let's use a different color. And to come back in the opposite direction, I will use, because we start with a chain, I'll start with that row, that is my base of my row. So see, this is nice and pointy, so that's working well. I've got a brown, and we do a single and a double into that first single. So we do a single and, well, I've not done what I said I was going to do. Hang on, let's just pretend I didn't do that. We're going to try and have it sitting on that line, I think. Once again, it's not going to be very easy to line it up because it's not clear enough to see through. Yep, that's sitting on the line. But then we're going to need to do a little bit of an angle to get a double crochet in. Okay, that's our double crochet. Now, we would be skipping that one and doing a single crochet and double crochet into the next stitch. So I try and bring this up and onto the line. So I'm constantly having to move that to see where I'm positioned and hoping for the best. Okay, and I guess if I was using a very fine ball pen or a very fine, maybe even I don't know, do Sharpies come this fine? I don't know, but if I could, then if Sharpies were that fine, they would be darker and they would be easier to see through this. But yeah, so this is just, you know, me playing. Oh, see, I've done that one too low because I cannot see where I'm positioning them. I'm getting the crossbar in better because the pencil was very sharp, but as the pencil becomes blunt, it's going to be harder to get that little crossbar on again. Let's see if I can get the plus on the line this time. Okay. Yes, okay, good. And then I think that's next to it. Yep. Okay. So this is how our Suzette stitch graph is going to look. And it is just a one row repeat. And it is a one row repeat of this row we're doing now. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's the same. They're both the same, really. It's just one's into the chain and the other's into the actual stitches. But when we come to the end, we just do one single crochet. And that is our, oops, wrong way. I'm always going the wrong way. And that is our repeat, or, you know, the Suzette stitch graph. So I might do it on the crochet graph pattern, the app as well, and slot that in just as a photo at the end. But yeah, that's just Suzette stitch, which is just, you know, you have an odd number 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 stitches I started with. I did an extra chain, and then in the first stitch from the chain, it's a plus, a single crochet and a double crochet. Skip 1, single crochet, double crochet, skip 1, single, double, skip, single, double in the same stitch, single, skip, blah, blah, blah. End with a single crochet only. Then we do a chain, and we do into the single below, we do a single, double, skip the double, single, double into the single, skip the double, single, double into the single, and so on and so forth. I hope that helps. Dropping pencils now. And the next one would be, we would do a chain, and again we would start in the single. So this would be even easier and to do without the cipher, because we could just go, oh yeah, I can see where I need to go, and I can get the right length. The angle wasn't great on that one, I admit, but we're going into the single. Oops, see, I did that down there myself. Oh dear, yeah. We do it on the line. It just makes it a bit clearer, I think. You can get it on the line above the stitch you're actually going into, and then a single into there, like that. But yeah, that's a bit wonky there. Anyway, yeah, I will do the Suzette stitch on the crochet graph, and I will insert that picture at the end, so that you can perhaps, you know, use it. If you know the Suzette stitch and know how to make the Suzette stitch, then, you know, following the graph will just give you practice on how to read a graph with a stitch that you know, and hopefully it will get you more used to using a graph. So I will say goodbye, and following will be just a picture of the graphic using the software. So until next time, please take care, and bye for now.